All right, welcome back, everybody. This week we're having a special edition here, talking about one of our sister organizations here with the Austin Police Association, as well as a conference that they have that they're hosting coming up in August. And to help talk about all of that is our very own Sergeant Crumrine, who's here with us. So thank you for coming in.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people that don't know, here at the Austin Police Association, we have a number of different sister organizations, is what we call them, and they're all organizations that represent different groups within our department, different folks from different backgrounds, and they're very community oriented in that they focus on different. Some people do scholarships, they do outreach events, they do community events, and LGPOA is one of those. And so all of these organizations sit on our board of directors, so that way we have a inclusive view across the department. So it's kind of a unique model that we have compared to a lot of other cities where oftentimes groups kind of compete with one another. And we try very hard to avoid that, so that way we're all kind of on the same sheet of music and we all have a unified message of sorts. So to that end, tell us about LGPOA and you and your service here at the department, so that way people can kind of learn a little bit more.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate being here. So the LGPOA stands for the Lesbian and Gay Peace Officers Association, Austin. That's the official title. That's how we're incorporated. So we've been around since 2009, first and only such association in the state of Texas. There isn't any other Lesbian and Gay Peace Officers Association or that I'm aware of any other police association that is for lesbian and gay police officers and trans and anybody within the queer community. So we were formed in 2009. We have over 167 dues-paying members, plus with our associate membership and everything else, we're close to about 250 people totally that is in our organization. So we've been on the APA board for almost 2 decades now or so. And we represent lesbian and gay peace officers within Austin, within the Austin Police Department, and any allies that wish to be with them. And I keep saying lesbian and gay, but it's anybody within the LGBTQI spectrum that are members of our association. And not everybody that's a member is part of that community, but they may very well be allies, just like with Amigos in Azul and the Women's Association and TPOA. So very, very similar.
Yeah. And for anyone that don't know, we've got the ones that you just referenced, Amigos in Azul. They're focused, that's for our Hispanic community. TPOA is typically for, they were formed initially as one of the Black Peace Officers Associations. And then we have the Women's Association, and then the foundation is still there. I don't think I left anybody off. I think I got everybody.
Those are the
make sure I didn't forget anyone.
No, those are the four main.
Yeah. So lots of good groups. They do lots of good things. But so what's primarily the focus of LGPOA? What it is that you guys are working on?
So when we were formed, we wanted to be a little bit different. So we were formed under 3 basic tenets: service, education, protection. So obviously service to our members, service to the community here in Austin, protection of our members both in employment and creating an environment that's healthy and supportive of our members and anybody who may be queer identifying that's within that, but also of the community as well. We do a lot of outreach into the community. And then education. We realized that when we were formed, there's a lot of people that just, what is a gay cop? What is, a queer cop? And vice versa, right? Like back in the community, the same. So ever since the beginning of this, a big tenet of us doing things has been education and bringing people together and trying to build relations as best we can between law enforcement, the criminal justice system, and the community. So, I mean, one of the first things that we did as an association is we put out an It Gets Better video. So for folks that don't know, suicide amongst LGBTQ youth is higher than any other group within the United States for a variety of different reasons. And the Trevor Project is a national organization that was formed to help combat that. And they put out what they called It Gets Better. It was an opportunity for various different people to come together and encourage young youth that, hey, life may be rough right now, but it does get better. Life does get better as you get older, and you're able to move into other arenas and be able to create your own family and your own community. And so, super proud of that. We were the second police department in the country to do an It Gets Better video behind San Francisco. We did that back, 2012. Okay. So it's been around for a while. We got a lot of response very much in regards to that. But that's kind of the thing. Like, how do we introduce ourselves to the community and within our agencies? What are some of the things that we're able to do to help the department move forward and help us create a great environment? Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to say that through the partnership with APA, over a period of time, starting with Ken Cassidy when he was the president. One of his first acts as the president was to have the LGPOA be on the board. But the relationship that's been built over the years has been phenomenal, and we've created a really great environment, I think, for our employees here in Austin that may be queer identifying. And then trying to work with the department and helping with the community. So we brought out the It Gets Better video. After that, we helped with the Safe Place Initiative, putting that in place. We ended up helping to rewrite curriculum out at the academy. So, some things that the average person might not understand is Austin has always been a very progressive city. We know that yes. on many levels. Mm-hmm. But if you were to rate the top 10 cities in the United States in regards to the percentage of their population that identifies somewhere along the queer spectrum, Austin ranks third behind San Francisco and Portland. We have a very, very, very large LGBTQ community here in Austin. And as such, we want to make sure that our officers, when they engage them, have the tools necessary so that they can engage the community appropriately. And we've done that. So we've helped write curriculum out at the academy and assist with them on teaching policies within the department. We've had an active role in doing all of that and working with our other sister organizations, right? The one thing about the LGBTQ community is it's inclusive of every other community, right? We have African Americans, we have Hispanics, obviously women, people with disabilities, a variety of different folks that all make up our community. So those are some of the things that we've done over a period of time that we've been here in Austin, trying to make a difference and just trying to create an environment with anybody, no matter whom they are, can obtain whatever rank they wish to in the department or whatever positions without fear or favoritism or anything along those lines, which is very similar to why Amigos in Azul got formed, why TPOA got formed, why the Women's Association. And so it's all within that same vein moving forward.
And, one of the things that comes up a lot, and obviously very familiar with it, and both sides within LGPOA and even on the APA side, where oftentimes these issues can become very politicized very quickly.
Sure.
And I think it's important to go back because I'm reminded of it with the Safe Place initiative a lot, is the very function of policing, and it says it in civil service statute, is meant to be free from political influence.
Correct.
Because for us, our goal is to help victims, and we're not concerned about a lot of other things or politics or beliefs or positions or religion or any of that other kind of stuff.
Right.
Our goal is to be able to provide the highest level of policing services available to whoever is a victim of a crime. And part of that is being able to interact with everybody.
Sure.
And so seeing things where, like the Safe Place Initiative, where it is partnering with business communities to say, like, hey, this is a safe place to come if you need to report a crime, and that they're building a positive relationship with police so people aren't afraid to reach out to us when they need to report crime. So those kinds of programs are great. And that one took a little while to get up and going too, but it's great to see when that kind of stuff comes around. So.
Well, thank you. Let me kind of talk about that a little bit so that people know what the Safe Place is who don't know it.
Perfect.
So what we've been able to show from statistics is hate crimes that occur, right? When somebody targets somebody for an immutable trait and tries to harm them, the vast majority of hate crimes occur in public settings versus in private settings. And so there was an initiative that was started in Seattle PD where they wanted to do a partnership with businesses. The police wanted to do a partnership to create a safe environment that if somebody felt like they were targeted because they are part of a marginalized group or a protected class, right, that they could go into this establishment and remain safe and free from harm until the police could come and assist them. And so, you know, what a lot of people fail to realize is like who's all in that. People hear the word protected class, and it's like, well, like some people don't realize that if you attack me because I'm a cop, that's a hate crime in Texas, right? Like if you're targeted because somebody is coming after you for a particular reason, you can go into this business. We work with those businesses. We train them as businesses so that they're able to keep people safe until the police can arrive. And it's been a great partnership that we've built out over a period of time. And I'm just proud that we were able to bring that into Austin. But throughout all of these initiatives, I'm proud to see that the other associations, APA, the city has gotten behind this because they see value in this. Like you said, under civil service statute, it doesn't matter whom you are. Our job is to protect all of the public in every way that we possibly can, and creating venues where the public feels safe is paramount. And historically there has been challenges on a variety of different levels, but the only way I think we get better is we talk more about it, we create these spaces, and we continue to work in collaboration with our various other stakeholders to try to do what we can to make sure that everybody stays safe.
Mm-hmm. And y'all also participated in another program for some of our downtown bars when it came to medical training too, didn't you?
Yes. So we put out, and this was an idea by Corporal Nonweiler, if anybody knows Corporal Nonweiler, who worked downtown for a long time. But what he ended up doing, and subsequently other officers ended up coming forward with, is to help train some of the bar owners, should there be a mass casualty event, that they have the resources and they have the training to help save as many lives as possible. As all of us know that have worked in this business, unfortunately, mass casualty situations are just a part of what we may have to deal with in law enforcement. It's unfortunate, but it is. But we know from doing the work that we do that as soon as we can provide medical protection, we save lives. So the vast majority of people who are harmed in a mass casualty event, the initial rounds, the initial bullets aren't what harms them. It's the fact that they bleed out and they don't receive medical attention. So Corporal Nonweiler, Matthew started or came up with this idea, and then Jake Dawson has continued it. Corporal Jake Dawson, if you know him. And so what this partnership has been is we bring EMS and fire together. So all the public service branches, and we end up doing training for the bar staff. And then the LGPOA has donated the medical equipment. So we provide every bar with one or two crash kits that's available to them. So that's been pretty successful. We've done that for several years. Just another way that we're tying back into the community and trying to help bridge a divide between us and keep a strong relationship together.
Yeah. Lots of good programs out there, good things that y'all have been doing, and it takes a lot of cooperation, collaboration to make all of those things happen. So, because those are things that it's hard for everybody to just tackle on their own, which is great why we have these coalitions that are built around one another. Like you said, for LGPOA, the Women's Association, Amigos, TPOA, the APA, all of us, when one person has a project, they go off, they take lead, and then everyone else is able to kind of support them in a lot of their endeavors, because a lot of these are great projects that tackle a lot of different issues that are very important to Austin and to policing as a whole, as well as, Austinites and people that are living here, working here, visiting here. So
100%. And I think it speaks volumes to the character of the officers and employees that we have. We all know that policing nationwide is taxed, right? We're taxed here in Austin. Our staffing isn't where it needs to be. There's been podcast after podcast that we've talked about kind of where we're at here in Austin compared to what our authorized strength is. But despite that, despite all of that stress being placed on the officers, the fact that you still have so many that are like, yeah, and let's do more. Yeah, and let's be better. And I just think that's a testament to the caliber of individuals that we hire here at Austin, the caliber of employees that the citizens of Austin get that are willing to give back more, even after all this. Because you're right, it does take a lot of time and attention. Mm-hmm. I don't think you or I, working in the roles that we work in, nobody puts in a 40-hour week. It just doesn't happen, and that's fine because we want to be better, right? We realize that our profession, our department gets better when we build these coalitions, and I'm just incredibly thankful for the amazing people I've had the chance to work with over a period of time that have helped make Austin the community that it is.
Yeah. Well, and to that end, you've been able to build quite a number of successful relationships that are resulting in a pretty significant event, so I hear, coming to Austin here in just a couple of months.
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit more about that one, because it's going to be quite the show.
Thank you. We're super excited about this. So the Lesbian Gay Peace Officer Association, in conjunction with the Austin Police Department and the City of Austin, is hosting the 4th World LGBTQ plus conference for criminal justice professionals. This is for LGBTQI plus criminal justice professionals coming in from all over the world. This conference is so historic in the fact that it has never come to the U.S. before. This is only the 4th iteration of this conference. It started in Amsterdam, and then it traveled to Toronto. The last one was in Melbourne, Australia. And we, of all places in the United States, are the ones that have the opportunity to host this. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's daunting, it's challenging, but it's incredibly rewarding. And when you think about where we're at in law enforcement, right, and where we're at in this country in regards to relations and everything else, that we get picked above anybody else. And I could tell you kind of how this came to us and the pathway and all of that, because it's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. But the fact that we're going to end up having, 200 to 300 delegates from all over the world coming here to Austin to learn and participate in a professional development conference so that we can be better, along the same lines of what I spoke of before, people who want to try to move the needle forward. How can we be better on an international basis? Pretty stoked about what we're bringing in for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For anyone that's interested, we're going to get into more of this, but for anyone that's interested, it's proudtobeyourfriend.org.
Correct.
Is the website to where you can go and read about the conference and sign up if you're interested in coming. It's not too late to register.
Correct.
So don't forget that, and we'll hit it up a couple more times. But for those that are interested, what is it that they could expect when you're coming to this conference? Sure. It's obviously kind of a unique conference. And so what could someone expect that they would be coming into?
A variety of things. First and foremost, top-notch world instructions on how to bridge the gap. So that's the theme of the conference. How can you be better within your criminal justice agency to create better relations with your LGBTQI community, wherever that may be? How can you create policies and procedures within your own agencies so that somebody who is queer identifying wants to come and work into this field and then feel supported like everybody else and want to be successful? So this is a professional development conference, much like you would have women in policing or African-American in policing, Hispanics in policing, but it's for LGBTQI identifying individuals that work within the whole sphere of the criminal justice system. That alone is amazing to come here, but you have the opportunity to network with people literally from all over the world. There's over 13 countries currently right now represented. We're hoping to have a few more different countries that are coming in that'll be a part of this. And the fact that you have an opportunity to network with people and fellow cops, fellow prosecutors, advocates, whichever, from all over the world. That's pretty impressive. We have several different social events that are planned throughout all of this. One of the ones that I'm the proudest of is that we're hosting the chief, and she's super excited about this. Chief Henderson has been a part of this since the very beginning. She's been one of the continued lines that has not been unbroken from the moment we started this trip, almost 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, really. And then Chief Davis has just been amazing in her support, and so has the city, city management, the mayor, everybody else, because they see the value in this. But one of the events that we're doing is the chief has her reception, which is a semi-formal cocktail hour. That's actually going to be done at the Bob Bullock Museum, your namesake. So I think that's pretty cool that people can come in and kind of immerse themselves in Texas, right? In the history of Texas. If anybody who is a true historian of Texas has known that Texas has always, from its inception, been a place for others to come to find their success, for others to come and to be supportive and to just live and enjoy themselves, right? Going all the way back to the founding of the state. So that's kind of cool. That's going to be at the Bob Bullock. We have a couple of other events I could talk about as well, but super excited about that, for that interaction, and that people get a chance to also view the museum and see that and see our history and understand kind of like the foundational roots of Texas moving forward. So cool stuff in regards to all of that.
Yeah, it's going to be everything Texas is awesome. It's a great place to have it. Little biased. Love Texas. We think it's the best anyway, but it's going to be, and the Bob Bullock Museum is fantastic. It's an amazing place to go. Great. It's very well done. And now, especially with the North Capitol Mall that's being done too, it's just a beautiful setting for it all. But one of the things that I kind of want to circle back to is what you alluded to, and it's in the name, but obviously we're police organizations that are sitting here talking about this, but this is for criminal justice professionals. It's not just for officers. Right. So we're talking about other people that are involved in the whole criminal justice space here. So what would you say to other people, right? Other people that are looking at it like, I'm not an officer. It's still a great chance for them.
Sure. You had mentioned this earlier that we build these coalitions in policing, right? Because we want to be better for survivors and we want to be better for victims. And in doing that, you bring different stakeholders in. Not everybody that's part of the criminal justice system or touches the criminal justice system wears a badge and a gun. Here at APD, we have a phenomenal victim services program. We all know that. Anybody who's been on the street, you've watched these professionals be there as either crisis counselors or victim services counselors that have been amazing. Those would be people that we would want there. Prosecutors, educators, right? People from the University of Texas. A lot of us that are in this business went and became, have a criminal justice degree. Somebody had to teach us that, right?
Yeah,
right.
Texas State just down the road.
Exactly. Sam Houston State in Huntsville, they're going to have some folks that are going to be here. So the reason it was formed this way is internationally, we do criminal justice different all over the world. Same purpose, right? How do we bring and keep people safe, right? How do we protect the community that we've taken an oath to do? To protect. And so, for instance, there's over 18,000 law enforcement agencies in the U.S. In Australia, there's 4.
Yeah.
And within those 4 agencies in Australia, your prosecutor's office is in there, your probation officers is in there, your advocates are in there, your defense attorneys are in there, and law enforcement, right? We do things differently. And so that's why this was built the way it was built, is because we realized that we produce a better product when the stakeholders have a chance to network and build relations and talk amongst themselves, all for the common good, right? But yeah, so prosecutors, judges, advocates, educators, cops, probation and parole, right? They're all part of this system. And so, I'm happy at the fact that we're going to have some judges that are going to be here that I know of. We are going to have some prosecutors that are going to be here. We're going to have a lot of cops. Don't worry about that. There'll be tons of cops coming in from all over. But it will be a more complete picture of what criminal justice is, right? There will be some people I could see, city management, things like that, right? Like those are all part of our partnerships of stakeholders that help us do a better job. So that'll be a part of this.
And I mean, you mentioned it earlier, kind of hit on it again. Like there's 13 different countries right now that are represented that are coming to this, and everybody does it different all over the world. But this is the first time that it's coming to the U.S. So to go from three other nations, 3 other countries, other continents, and now it's coming here to the U.S. Like how tell us about how that happened, like how we got here.
Yeah, so I was in Toronto. I had the opportunity to go to Toronto. There's always been an Austin Police representative at every one of these. I wasn't able to go to the first one, but Lieutenant Eric Cleveland went to the first one in Amsterdam, and then I was in Toronto, and then also in Melbourne. And so I'm having a conversation with some of the conference organizers, and I'm like, man, this is a phenomenal conference. Why hasn't this ever come to the U.S. before? And I won't say their exact words back, but basically what they had expressed was, in many ways, the United States isn't in the same place as some other places around the world in regards to their human rights when it comes to this community. And I acknowledged that, and I appreciated that. And I said, but you all said y'all were leaders. And you all said that y'all are leaders in criminal justice. And if you're going to be a leader and you're trying to make a difference, you've got to go to spaces that may be a little uncomfortable, and you got to have a challenging conversation, because that's the only way things get better. And I think you as the president of the association realize that in those roles as leaders, we have to go and have conversations that at times are challenging, because there's, for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's misinformation, but it helps people see your humanity. It helps people get a relationship together. And so as I was having this conversation, I said, have you ever thought about Austin, Texas? We do some things pretty good here. Not perfect. There's things that we can always improve on. Sure. But have you thought about coming here? And, we've been successful in what we've created here in Austin, in the state of Texas, and the uniqueness of Austin, in a state that may be a little challenging on other areas. And so that was kind of the end of the conversation. And back in 2022, I get an email, because I had that conversation in 2019. 2022, I get an email, said, hey, were you serious about what you were saying when you were in Toronto? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I was. So they're like, well, we'd like to hear a proposal from y'all. And I had the opportunity to go talk to Chief Henderson, who was the chief of staff at the time, and absolutely saw the value in this. And at the time we had Joe Chacon, who was the chief, and Joe got behind this and saw the value of this. And Spencer Cronk was the city manager. So we had that conversation back then, and wrote up a proposal and submitted it. Nobody knew who was going to get it. And then shortly before the conference in Melbourne, we were advised that we would be hosting the next one and bringing it here above everywhere else. So that was pretty exciting. But that's the route of how all of this occurred. Is we promised people, come to some place where you'll be safe. Come to some place where you're going to be able to be welcomed, because that's one of the mottos of Texas, and a pretty awesome department with phenomenal people that work in this department every single day, doing above and beyond unbelievable feats. And let's have a conversation. And apparently what we wrote in that letter they thought was good, and they gave it to us. Yeah.
There you go. Texas is the friendly state. That is the friendship state. Yes. Actually, technically is our motto, but that's awesome. So, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Like, what for not just LGPOA, but likely for yourself, but what's kind of the significance of finally, it's almost here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you've been building up to this for years, and now you got just a couple months to go, and then it's going to be here. Like, what's kind of the significance of that for you?
And I know you're asking me like personally, and I want to talk about this more like it's not about me. I think it's historically, and we'll just kind of cut to the chase, right? Like, historically, Texas has had some challenges in engaging the LGBTQ community. That's just fact. I mean, one of the major cases came from here. I can honestly tell you, as a gay cop, when I first pinned my badge on a long time ago, 1987, I never ever any of us thought that something like this could be there. And the fact that the city and others recognize this and says, you know what, our profession wants to be inclusive of everybody. Our city has wanted that, and that we're going to create a space for you, and we're going to have this here. That's a milestone. I mean, for whatever decision, people have different opinions about Austin, and people have different opinions about Texas. It still blazes new trails. It still is the tip of the spear in many areas. That's the historical significance about this, is that public safety personnel are coming together and saying, we want this to be here because it matters, right? Moving forward as a profession, we have to be inclusive of everybody that we want to bring into our field. I think any industry has to periodically look at itself and say, how can we be better? And are we able to adapt? If you fail to adapt, if you fail to modernize, if you fail to go ahead and be inclusive, you lose out, right? And so that's the significance of this, is to be the first to do this. I kind of like that, right? And it's not me. This is a feather in the cap for the city of Austin. This is a feather in the cap for the Austin Police Department. And honestly, it's a feather in the cap for the association. You talked about how other associations tend to be divided, but the one thing that the Austin Police Association always has been, at least so long as I've been in this department for 24 plus years, has been that we want to be inclusive of everybody that comes to work for us, right? In every part of our community. And I just think that speaks volumes. I think, this is going to be something that is going to be historic. The first is always historic. It's never happened before. And I think it's explaining to everybody that anybody who is in public safety and public service, that we're going to hold and create a space for you where you can be yourself, where you can, that you matter, you're valued, and we want you to be able to be safe in what you do, right? And so I think all of those things combined, that's why this is so significant. We have challenges. We're always going to have challenges. But when we come together, we're able to go ahead and work through those a lot easier than if we're standing apart and we're not talking and we're not having a relationship, right? Back to the theme of the conference, bridging the gap. That's important, because I think all of us who are true public servants, that's what we want. Lord knows nobody got into this job to go be a Fortune, be part of a Fortune 500 company. We do it because we care, and we do it because it matters, and we do it because we want to give back to our community the best way that we can. And this is just another one of those examples. And I'm super excited that, all of the agencies, all of the associations, every single one of them has stepped up and said, how can I help? How can I help? What can we do? There has not been one division at all on any of that. And I think that still speaks truth to who we are as a police department and as a association. So super happy about that.
Yeah, and the support goes even outside of Austin. The FOP, they wrote an article in their national journal that went out to I forget how many. They have hundreds of thousands of members all across the U.S. But the FOP wrote about it and put out all this all about the conference, encouraging people to attend. And so like that support extends beyond just the Austin area, recognizing the significance of. Sometimes conversations aren't easy, but if you never have them, then you're never going to get anywhere. Like you have to be willing to talk, and everyone wants to improve themselves. And so I think it's great to see, and it's good to see within Austin. It's good to see outside of Austin, and so it's been cool to see it all kind of develop as it's coming around. So
it has been. Another organization is the National Association of Women in Law Enforcement Executives, NALI. They've put things out. The Crimes Against Women's Conference put something out. Violence Against Women International. Noble is putting something out. The National Association of Black Law Enforcement Executives. So people see the significance of this, right? The FOP, amazing folks that they wrote something in their article and are in support of this. CLEAT has been in support of this. I know we've stepped away from CLEAT, but we still do a lot of stuff with CLEAT.
We work with CLEAT. Right? We work with TMPA. We work with everybody. That's the joys of being independent. We get to work with anybody and everybody.
Yeah, 100%. So you brought up a very good point, right? Like it's more than just us. It's people who see the significance of this and understand the value of it. And at the end of the day, it's an international conference, right? Like if we were doing an international basket weaving conference and somebody from APD brought that on, like that's cool, right? No matter what you want to think about that is pretty impactful that you're literally going to have people. I have people coming from all parts of Europe. I have people coming from the Pacific Rim. We have people that are coming from Canada, from Australia. I just had a really great conversation with the Mexican consulate, and there's an official invitation for them to come. So hopefully we have some people that are coming from there. That's significant. Like, think about that for a minute, right? Like, people are saying from around the world, I see value in this. I want to go be a part of this. And they're going to be here to help us try to do the best we can at making our profession better. Yeah. It's a good thing.
That it is. And it is coming up quick on August 6th is the official start date, but most people are getting in on the 5th, correct?
Correct. If you go on the website, it says the 5th through the 9th, and that just includes the other social events. So on the night of the 5th is a welcome reception. The actual conference and grand opening and opening ceremonies and all of that will be on the 6th, and that runs through the 8th, and then we're looking to do a couple of social events on the 9th as well. We have the Chiefs 5K fun run on the 9th, but several different events throughout. I know the APA is going to be there. One of the things that we're doing, I know this just as it goes to who y'all are reaching out to, but anybody who's a City of Austin employee, we're extending a discounted rate to them because we're the host agency, right? As well. So you still have the opportunity to register and be a part of this.
Still have to have a strong hometown showing. That's important.
We do. And there'll be, there's already some great people that are going to be here. Hopefully we'll get some more folks that have the opportunity to come as well.
Good. Awesome. And again, website is proudtobeyourfriend.org.
www.proudtobeyourfriend, and that's all spelled out, .org.
There you go. Well, as we kind of wrap up, any parting thoughts, final things you want to give folks, encourage them, little rah here for all the good stuff that's coming.
Yeah, like clear your calendar. Go on the website. All the information on how to register, how to be a part of this is there. If we're still looking for volunteers, we're going to need to have volunteers to help us shuttle people around to make sure people get to where they need to get to in the right directions. From here to there, Sergeant Javier Leyva is kind of heading that up. I know that Sergeant Melanie Greer is also helping us with kind of the volunteer parts of things. We're still looking for money. So if you want to be a sponsor or give some money, by all means, somebody who wants to give money and be a part of this, please let us know. In addition to this conference, on the second night of the conference is a full black tie gala. And there are, in addition to, I mean, it's open to anybody who's attending the conference, but we are selling some select tables as well. So that's another opportunity for you to come and hang out with a bunch of international cops from all over the world and hear some great conversations and amazing dancing and fun and that event, which is going to be on the night of the 7th. So
Awesome.
go to the website, www.proudtobeyourfriend.org for more information. If anybody has any other questions, please reach out to myself or Sergeant Javier Leyva or Detective Laura Correa. Any one of them can help you. Austin Zarling, Officer Zarling is helping us with this. And then Vanessa Hendemenes is also helping us with Amigos in Azul. So any one of them will get you directed to the right place. And hopefully we will see all of y'all here in August for an absolutely amazing, life-changing event.
Awesome. And all the contact information, is that on the website?
It is.
Perfect. Yep. All right. Well, hopefully people get to watch this, get to see it, go read more about the conference, sign up, participate, sponsor, however you can get involved, please get involved. And as you just said, if people have questions, whatever, you can go to the website and get them all answered. But coming up soon, starting August 5th, is the World Conference. So encourage everybody to make it out and spread the word. Yeah. Oh. All right. We appreciate it, y'all, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Thank you.